Hello guys, welcome to codinggrammar.com. This is part 2 of C++ basics tutorial series. So in part 1, we have covered installation of Visual Studio 2019 IDE community version in our Windows OS. So if you want to start coding, I would suggest you to install Visual Studio 2019 in your Windows 10 PC, or if you have lower version of Windows, you can go for Visual Studio 2017. The steps are given in this video. Also, you can check out in this article, the steps are given. So now today we are going to start the basics of C++ data types, that is C++ fundamental data types. So let's get started. So today we will be seeing what is the basics of C++ fundamental data types. Guys, you know C++ language is a strongly typed language, and every everything that is defined in C++ code has a type associated with it. C++ has many fundamental types which are also known as built-in types. This include numeric types such as int, double, long, bool, char and wchar. So let's see what is numbers, that is numerical data types. So in C++, we have in keyword integer, which is used to declare integral values which are given to a variable which can be called as x. So before this x, the prefix we have to keep any of the data type. So here the data type is integer and we denote it by int keyword, and now I have declared int x is equal to 9, which means integer x is defined and declared or initialized with the value of 9. The semicolon here is represented to end the statement. So in this statement, we are saying that variable x, this x can be anything, any name that you want to give, like y, z, my, int, anything. And before that, we have to put the data type, that is int here. So int x is equal to 9 is storing value of 9 in this x. So assignment is always from right to left. So 9 is getting stored in x. Similarly, if you want to store decimal point values like 9.7, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, then we have to use a data type called float data type. So this float data type will store the values which are having precision up to 1 point, which means like we can store values like 1.1, 1.2, and we have to give suffix f here to tell the compiler that this is a float value that we are going to assign to this x variable. So here in this statement, what we are doing is we are assigning a float value to a variable x, and to do that what we have used is a float keyword, and this x is a variable name, and when we say is equal to, it means we are assigning this 9.7 value to this x. Another numeric data type is called double. So the keyword that is used here is double. So by default, if we don't give this f suffix, then it takes this complete declaration and definition as a double. So here you can see in this statement and in this statement, there is only difference of one f and one keyword, that is here we are using float, and we are adding suffix x, suffix f, and here we are using keyword double and we are not adding any suffix. So if we don't add any suffix, we are making it as a double. So this double is nothing but the same thing like declaring the decimal point values having precision up to certain point like 9.758, 9.123, like that. Those values we are giving to this variable x, and we are telling compiler that whatever value this variable x will hold is a double type, is a double data type. So guys, hope you understood what is a numerical data type in C++, and also it is preferable to use double instead of float because because double gives more precise value than float, and also it when we are assigning double and we are using this x variable for doing some calculation in our code, then if we are assigning it to a double and this x gets modified, then we will have more precise value of x when we want to access or use it. So it is preferable to use a double. Only if you are uh, specifying that the space that is required to store this x should not be more, or when the application is having something space related, at that time you can stop using this double and you can go for float, but preferable to use double. So there we don't need to add this suffix f. The another data type that we use in C++ is Boolean data type. This Boolean data type is used with a keyword called bool. So similarly, when we add a prefix bool before this x variable and assign this value to true, it means that true is assigned to it means true is assigned to variable x, and true is a Boolean data type. So this x can either be true or it can be false. Another data type is Another fundamental data type is a character. The keyword used here to declare a character is char. So similarly, and we can define x as a character, and when we assign a character, we have to mention the value inside a single quotation. So here I am assigning x a value of a in a single quote. So this x is having a char value which I am assigning it a. So a is a character that is getting assigned to variable x that is of type char. Here we also have one character which is called as wchar underscore t, which is nothing but wide character values. Generally, this wide character values, this won't affect in when you are using Windows operating system, but when you are going for different operating system where the encoding values which are happening internally are more precise or having more range of encodings, at that time we have to use wchar. But wchar we will be rarely using because wchar and char are almost same. It's just that the char data type, when the range of encoding is 256 or less, we use char, and when we want to have more capacity of that range of encoding, we use wchar. This problem comes when we are using different operating systems, but as of now in Windows we can use char and we will get the same results. So here we have the C++ fundamental data types and the sizes that they require in memory. So when we declare and define an int, we have 4 bytes of memory that is allocated. When we define a float and declare its value, we also allocate 4 bytes of memory. Similarly, when we assign a double, we have 8 bytes of memory assigned. When we assign a bool, we get we allocate 1 bytes of memory. Similarly for char 1 byte and wchar 2 bytes. You can see char and wchar there is a 1 byte difference because this is a wide character, so it has a capability to store 1 extra byte of data. Another interesting thing is in C++ we don't have exactly the fundamental type as a string data type, but here it we can use a string using a standard library called std in the std namespace where we can use the string keyword to declare 8-bit char of strings. So how can we declare a string without using this namespace? So the answer is for declaring a string without the standard library, we have to build an array of characters that we will see in future upcoming videos. But as of now, you can understand that in the C++ programming language, there is no built-in string type. So it means string is not a fundamental data type in C++. Whenever we declare a string, we have to declare it using a double quotation. So whenever we see anything in double quotations, it means that value is a string. So this statement here, we are defining a string x with the value of hello. So let's jump to Visual Studio and do some hands-on. So we have launched Visual Studio 2019. Now we will create a new project. We will say console app C++. Next, we'll give this name as CPP CPP data types, and we'll say create. So once we launch our C++ Visual Studio 2019 console app, we will see that we get this template inbuilt from Microsoft Visual Studio 2019. And here we have this hash include IO stream, one main function, and a statement stdc out hello world. We will see in detail in our next video what is IO stream, what is this include statement, what is this main, what is this int. Int anyway you understood it is a data type, and this main is a function. I will talk about it in upcoming series, but for as of now we can just say run to see what is the output. So it is saying build succeeded, and when I run this I get this hello world as an output. So you can see in the on the console we have got the output as hello world, and this hello world is a string. You can see it is in a double quotation. So it's a string, and this slash n here is a new line character, so it means the string value as is printed in a new line. Also, we will understand what is this standard double colon C out in our next upcoming videos. Those are standard input output statements that we use to output any of the strings or any of the things that we want to display on console using this cout statement. We will talk about it in the upcoming videos, but hope you guys understood what is C++ basic data types and you understood how to run the C++ first program. So guys, I think you understood what is C++ basic data types in this tutorial, and in the upcoming tutorial we will be seeing how to assign these values in code and print it in a console so that we can see what values we have assigned in practice. Also, make sure if you like this video, you give a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so that when we upload a new video tutorial, you get notified. Hope you enjoyed learning how to run a first C++ program to print Hello World on console. All the code is available on my website codinggrammar.com. From there, you can just copy paste this code and you can use it. Thank you. Have a nice day.